5 days into the new year 2022, we continue to receive alarming reports regarding a surge in coronavirus from around the world. The Indian capital has decided to impose curfews on weekends with a massive surge in daily cases. China today reported of putting a second city into complete lockdown, while the US reported an astounding just over 1 million cases of coronavirus, mostly of Omicron variant. The scenario only suggests that the health authority in Nepal needs to be more vigilant against the impending crisis. Good morning, I am Bipashna Tamang and these are the headlines of the hour. Consumers exposed to an alarming level of pesticide residue in fruits and vegetables. Tests for pesticides in imported agro products remains a formality. 43 candidates set to contest for 19 seats at the National Assembly election. Ruling coalition puts forward common candidates. Main opposition CPN-UML left cornered. China puts a second city into total lockdown. Strict measures come ahead of the Lunar New Year. The US records highest single-day tally of just over 1 million cases. And Bangladesh creates cricketing history with an 8-wicket victory over New Zealand in the first test at Mount Maunganui. Tests for presence of residues of pesticides in fruits and vegetables have remained a formality in Nepal. Despite the lapse of 7 years since the beginning of tests for presence of such hazardous residues, general public is compelled to consume such harmful fruits and vegetables. Rapid bioassay of pesticide residue RBPR laboratory in Kalimati, Kathmandu had detected residues of harmful pesticides in 24 of the 247 samples tested last month. Unacceptable level of pesticides residue were found in cauliflower, tomatoes and beans produced in Dhading, Nawalparasi and Kaveri, and those imported from India. Despite the presence of the alarming pesticide levels in domestic and imported agricultural productions, tests have remained a formality. The laboratory in Jhapa is being operated by office helpers, while tests from labs in Sarlahi and Pokhara are at a halt. In addition to that, tests for residues of only 2 among the 8 groups of pesticides are carried out at the RBPR labs in the nation's biggest vegetable market and at the border points along India. Despite the lapse of 7 years, the government is yet to enhance the capacities of the laboratories. Candidacies have been registered in all 7 provinces for the National Assembly elections slated for the 26th of January. A total of 43 candidates are in the fray for the 19 seats. Political parties have filed registration of the candidates for the 19 of the 20 vacant seats in the election offices in all 7 provinces. The ruling coalition partners have jointly registered their common candidates, while main opposition CPN-UML have been cornered for the elections. The final list of candidates will be published on the 11th of January. Discussions have begun in the ruling coalition partner Nepali Congress in regard to sustaining the coalition or competing alone at the local, provincial and federal elections. Party President Share Bahadur Deuba is in favor of sustaining the coalition. However, a few office bearers and central members have begun putting pressure on the leadership to contest the election as a single political force. More in this report.
Prime Minister and Nepali Congress President Share Bahadur Deuba, who has been remaining silent in regard to the life of the ruling coalition while addressing the inaugural session of the General Convention of CPN Maos Centre on the 26th of December, had said that the group would be sustained until the upcoming elections. This statement from the party President Deuba has ignited contrasting opinions on the party. While Deuba and others close to him are in favor of sustaining the coalition, many other leaders, citing a weakened CPN-UML and other parties, are calling for Nepali Congress to contest at the polls as a single force. At a time when the upcoming elections remain uncertain, discussions in regard to the life of the coalition within the ruling coalition partner has come as a wake-up call to other parties in the group.
The government has decided to postpone the inoculation drive with additional dose of vaccines against COVID-19. The government has decided to temporarily halt the inoculation drive with additional dose for those with weak immunity and individuals who had received 2 shots of Varicella and AstraZeneca vaccines. The Ministry of Health and Population has said that the expediting the national inoculation drive was imperative to provide required shots of vaccines to the entire population. According to the ministry, preparations were underway to inoculate the booster dose on the basis of priority only after the procurement of vaccines adequate for the 40% of the total population, and therefore has decided to delay the inoculation of the additional dose for the moment. The National Immunization Advisory Committee has already recommended the Department of Health Services for administering the booster dose. In our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents in several provinces regarding the declining attraction of community colleges. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
Public Voice.
राज्यले अत्यन्तै न्यून रूपमा आर्थिक लगानी गर्नु
विद्यार्थीहरुलाई खासै केयर हुँदैन.
Time now for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Here's the question: what is the reason behind the negligence seen in testing the residue of pesticides in fruits and vegetables? The options: option A, government apathy; option B, lack of human and technological resources; and option C, unaware consumers. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. And time now for the sports news.
Sports news.
Winners of the domestic top flight league tournament qualify for the AFC Cup qualifiers. Machindra Club had the opportunity of competing at the AFC Cup qualifiers 2 years ago. However, despite winning the A-Division League, Machindra could not participate at the tournament in the absence of AFC Club license, and second-placed Army had progressed to the competition. This season, though, Machindra are set to represent Nepal at the preliminary round of the tournament, even before winning the league with new regulation in place. More in this report.
Only the 7th round of the A-Division League would have completed by the deadline for registration of teams for the AFC Cup qualifiers. The All Nepal Football Association therefore had decided to allow the league leaders on the 7th round to participate at the AFC Cup qualifiers. Machindra Club have earned this opportunity by overtaking Manang Mashangdi Club. However, Machindra are yet to find out about their South Asian competitors for the qualifiers. Despite boasting a star-studded squad, Machindra are yet to perform to their expectations and capabilities. The club have failed to score in 2 of the 7 matches of the league this season. Their win by the highest margin of 3-0 had come against Himalayan Sherpa, while of the 9 goals they have scored this season, 5 have come from set pieces. Meanwhile, goalkeeper Bishal Shrestha has kept clean sheets in the last 6 matches. Manang, 3-star and Tribhuvan Army Club have so far played at the AFC Cup. Machindra have the opportunity of making history as none of the Nepali clubs had progressed to the next round of the tournament before.
That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.